Hello, good morning. Welcome into another episode of Good Morning Nasdaq right here on the Clover Trading YouTube channel. It is the 14th day of August, year of our Lord 2025. It is a beautiful, beautiful Thursday morning. You got Huddie with us. We have Dom, that is me. We have a bunch of amazing people out there. You guys. We have Wing Poon, Mark, Wayne, Randy, Mazen, Jabril, no thanks, Jack, West Coast Doggos. Good morning. Good morning. Hope you guys are having a great week. Hope that you are having a great month. Hope you're having a great day so far with whatever you've done already today. Looks like a nice day out there for us. Look, I see the sun shining for Huddy as well, so that's good. How are we doing?
It was kind of funny. Dom invited me into this Zoom, and the first thing he said is like, "Hey, you buying Walmart?" That was pretty funny. And also, one of the gappers has Walmart in the news, so
Ooh,
maybe
exciting
foreshadowing.
stuff.
Yeah, very exciting. They're selling diapers, so that'll be good.
We need
That'll be good.
diapers. Diapers are important.
They are. They are. I learned that during the pandemic.
Yes, very important. Everyone needs them. As having a child of my own who's almost one, diapers are important. You go low on diapers, it's not a commodity you want to be scarce around the house. Um, all
That'd
right,
be better.
yeah, it is Thursday. 2 days left. Overall market gapping down on what do we get? Some sort of report about inflation or something. Yada 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 down 0.4%. Which has been on an incredible run over the past few weeks and months. So red days are expected, and we'll see how that affects us. Kind of funny that as it goes up and up, we get less and less gappers, but the day it's down, we have two gappers over 100%.
I learned that there's this new term that I like. It's called the Nasdaq is climbing the wall of worry. And it's like when you have an uptrending market for as long as we have, where it just like is holding the SMAs and going higher, and like it's like stocks are still trending and going up, but like you know that the correction's coming. Like
Yeah.
that's just how markets move. They don't go up forever. So it's like climbing the wall of worry is what we've been doing.
What happens when you think it's going to go up and it's going down a lot?
I don't try to make predictions. Like, what do you mean? I don't understand.
Well, it's the opposite. What is the term for we're going down steadily in the overall market, but we think that a correction to the upside's coming?
I don't know if there's a term for it.
Falling into the pit of happiness?
Oh, yeah. That sounds good.
All right, we'll
Sure.
coin it. Put it on the interwebs.
But
Oh, we got some gappers. Market has been I don't know. Huddy went and blew the cover of everything yesterday, saying how great it was, and then I think every one of us went like 0 for 4 yesterday.
I still made money yesterday.
Yeah, me neither. But yeah, it's just kind of we keep getting these one-off runners. We've had some really really nice movers, like more than we've had I feel like in the past month or so, like with ATNF, with BLSK yesterday. Insane runs, 3, 4, 500% in a day. That's awesome to see. Congrats to any longs there. Looks like we might have some potential reversals on watch tomorrow, which would be the first time in like over a week. We got some OTCs moving. There's stuff moving. It just hasn't made its way into my pocket yet. And so hopefully by the end of the next week or two, we find some of that. But interesting market. August, peak summer, kind of slow around here. But we make do with what we got, and we'll continue to be here every day talking through the biggest movers in small cap land for you. If that interests you, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. We would really appreciate it. I'd like to get that number up towards 40 or 50. And don't be afraid to put it in the live chat as people start to filter in towards the 9 o'clock hour into 9:15. Remind them, hit that thumbs up button. Do it for the people. We're here for you. You're here for us. Let's be here for each other. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel. We post long form content all the time, and we're live every day the market is open. Had a funny Wine Wednesday last night. Had some good laughs. I went to bed feeling happy. So let's take that into today. Got a couple big gappers. XPON is your biggest one that I feel like we've seen recently. That is gapping up quite bigly right now, up 190%. Is that right? Yeah, almost 200% right now. So let's dive in there. Expion 360, 3.45 million float electrical equipment and parts company, premium lithium batteries and accessories for recreational vehicles, outdoors, marine, residential, and industrial. Okay, making batteries. Is there news today? 16 hours ago, so yesterday at the close, They reported earnings, it looks like. Okay. So they reported earnings. They have about a month of cash left, so they're pretty low on cash. Offering ability says low. Can you confirm or deny that for us?
For XPON.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot confirm nor deny. They kind of need cash. The overall offering risk is kind of high. The dilution is kind of high. The frequency is kind of high. The ability is media. I think they did one recently too.
Let me look.
I think this is a dilutive stock.
Just a bunch of stuff about their earnings over the past few weeks. And that's pretty much all I see. So if they have done anything, it's probably hidden around in the filings. But yeah, everything's kind of high across the board. They need a lot of things, but their ability is quite low from what I can see. So earnings winner on a cheapy stock. Usually don't get this type of response, especially when it looks like for the last week or two, they've been giving preliminary results and kind of letting you know what is the case here. So pretty nice response so far. Gap up through that key resistance level of like 175 from a couple weeks ago. It ran for about 2 days from the 90-cent area to $1.75, as high as the fours today right now. Top left to bottom right was much higher over the past few years, and since then has significantly gotten beaten into the ground. Let's see if I don't really see any key resistance. It's hard to see. They must have either gotten destroyed or done some splits. But we're kind of into the meat of the resistance from the beginning of this year, where can I go a little lower than that? There we go. We have some resistance. Obviously, a ton more volume today than we've had on that day. But to start the year, we had a run a gap and crap pretty much that topped out at 440 and closed all the way down at $2. So we're kind of going into the meat of that resistance right now. Does that area act as resistance and we fade off of it? Or is it something where 200% up into that level, we consolidate, we hold, squeeze some shorts, and then what? We get another massive runner 3 days in a row. Is that possible? Does that ever play into? I know me and you don't really play the thinking game too much, the Kellogg of the Roland kind of like, this is what people are doing right now, so I expect this to happen tomorrow, and they kind of can predict we're going to have a big runner, we're going to have nothing. Do you think too much into that about how we've had two big massive squeezers over the past 2 days and people might be looking for another one and shorts might be twisted? You don't know if shorts are going to attack or not attack because of the way they've gotten hurt the past few days. Or are we just too dumb for that?
I think we're too dumb for all of that. Like that's first and foremost. The thing is here that like the reason I don't choose to believe in that type of language and speak is that all these charts are different. Like you have different earnings, you have different daily charts. Like for instance, BSLK was for all purposes a breakout chart. Like over 475 was a breakout. Technical definition. And technically, I guess like the breakout, if there is one, I don't really consider it because it's on such low volume, is like $2 and like $1.78 on XPON. And then there's like not really a breakout level that I see as a breakout. And then I go further back on the chart and it just looks like this chart has been dog crap. Like it's been reverse splitting and diluting their stock. Like 12, 13, 2023, it's a $500 stock. Like BSLOK. I don't know. They did some crazy shit too. I just think like overall, like these charts are all like just because it's an earnings winner doesn't mean that it's going to pull a BSLK. Just because it's gapping up on earnings doesn't mean like it has to move the same way. It doesn't mean that the earnings are the same speak. Doesn't mean the chart is the same way. And so I find it very hard because like, okay, BSLK runs and then Xpon is the next earnings that's gapping up. But like, what if there's like a 50 million ATM? Like it's not going to run the same way. Or what if the float is like 100 mil compared to 2 mil? It's not going to run the same way. So it's hard to just say, oh, earnings are gapping up, they're going to run. Like a blanket statement like that, I think is misleading. I think it's easier to do that with themes like Ethereum, like Treasury news. ATNF, I thought was like kind of a no-brainer, right? We saw BMNR, Peter Thiel. Now we have ATNF, Peter Thiel, right? Like that makes a little bit more sense, and that's a breakout chart. So that's kind of where my mind goes. I try not to overthink it because I think overthinking it is like more harm than good.
If anything, I think we try to underthink it. What is the pattern? What is the volume? What is the catalyst? We have enough information. Let's do something. I think too many people overthink it. And that's when you find yourself, and we've all been there, huh? On the days where you start out shorting and then you're long biased because you think it's a squeeze. And then you're like, oh, wait, no, shorting was the right idea. Let me short. And then you're like, no, it's squeeze time. Screw the squeeze, screw the shorts. And then you find yourself with 6 losses,
Squeeze
3 of
time.
them long, 3 of them short. And you're like, maybe I just should have stuck to one or the other and lost about half of this or less. So I kind of agree from that perspective. Going into the end of the week, we'll see. We'll see if we get another big runner or if that trend continues. Volume is pretty great here so far, 120 million on XPON. Like I said, that's kind of the line I would draw, that 440 area. I think it's the first level that really matters as resistance on this chart since we gapped up so much more than the run from the past couple weeks. But we'll see. It's making new highs right now, up 210%. Not something that I'm ever buying. ATNF, BSLK to some degree. BSLK less than ATNF. I think ATNF was more of a breakout for me. And it was only up 40 or 50% at that level and kind of pulled into it. So, but when we start getting into 200+% into a breakout level, I start to think that even if it wasn't there, we should be running into some sort of supply and selling pressure. So we'll see here on XPON if that area matters or not, where we open in 25 minutes. But I'm guessing you're pretty short biased here, big gap. Can it follow the odds, right?
Yeah.
All right. That's the big gapper today. XPON up 200+%. Is that the first 200% plus gapper in weeks? Feel free to respond to me when I prime for you.
Sorry, what did you say? What did you say? I'm here. I'm right here.
It looked like you weren't there.
What
I said
did you
first
say?
200% plus gapper in weeks, right?
First 200. I don't know. I have been gone in Europe for 3 weeks.
Yeah. I
Not
feel
for
like there was
me.
nothing during that time either, though. All right. Do we have any more gappers? Got another gapper up around 100%. Another oldie that we had, and these are all kind of like big breakouts on daily, but they're all gapping like way above those levels. SNOA. Let's dive into Sanoa, or if you read their name, Sonoma Pharmaceuticals. 1.62 million float, drug manufacturer, specialty and generic.
This is the
They
diaper
have,
company.
huh?
This
This
is
is
the
the
diaper
diaper
company.
company. 17
Yeah.
hours ago at 4 p.m., they announced launch of diaper rash product in Walmart and other U.S. chains. Let's just see if they actually use other U.S. chains. Or if I've used the diaper cream. Microsyn. Never heard of it. It's currently carried in 3,600 Walmart stores, Amazon.com, and certain large grocery chains. All right. Is that like new information, or is it that says currently carried? Are they
Does it
just letting
matter?
us know they're in the store? Okay. 6 days ago, it looks like they did earnings, and nothing really happened. Was a non-event there. They got 4 months of cash left. I see overhead supply and offering ability as low. What say you? Nothing on their ATMs.
I just think that it's a stock that got diapers in a store. Like I'm just gonna short it like a gapper. I'm just short biased
They got
on
diapers
something
in a
like that.
store. Diapers in a store. Yeah, pretty big breakout over the 440 area here. Obviously opening significantly higher, up around 100% right now. Those are just some big volume days that it topped out at. So this is a pretty big daily chart from the perspective of pretty much all of 2025. It is stuffed into the 450 area and failed to go higher multiple attempts. And here we are on one day on decent volume. What is it? 44 million right now. Gapping up over those levels was as high as 8 in the pre-market. In the 4 to 7 a.m. window. And it's pretty much just been fading ever since. We kind of gapped yesterday at the close, gapped up into pre-market this morning, and have now faded. Let's go back a little further, see if we can't find any other areas of key resistance. Top left to bottom right, certainly over the past few years, been a bottom dweller in the $2 to $5 range, and has its moments throughout the year. Not a ton of clean runs. A lot of it's on lower volume and just multi-week bounces. So I don't really trust too much of this resistance in the $8, $9 area, but I'm sure psychologically people will see that into 10. And those are kind of your key levels. Up 100% right now. What say you, Professor Hudson?
Rather short the diaper company than the earnings winner, but I'm short biased on both.
Say
I
that
know.
again.
For me, I'd rather short the diaper company than the earnings winner. But I don't think that really means anything. My preference doesn't really mean one's going to be more likely to work than the other. They both might work. Um, it's just like when I pull up these charts, it's so hard for me to be long biased at all. Like ATNF, that gapper into six, I was long biased, right? Like I like the news, I like the theme, I like the chart. When I look at SNOA and XPON, I'm like, these both look horrible to me. If like I can't imagine a reason to buy these things. Not saying that they're necessarily great shorts, they just can't imagine a reason to buy them. So that's kind of where I put my foot in the ground. Sometimes you can imagine a reason, and those are still probably bad stocks to buy, but sometimes you can imagine a reason at least. Today, you can't really imagine a reason. If you can, like maybe you're pro diapers, I don't know. Uh, but that's what I say.
That say you. Would you say?
That's what say me.
Would you say? Those are your biggest gappers of the day. Wow, time flies when we have stuff to talk about.
We have 5 minutes, and I got a webinar.
We got a webinar
So,
with Huddie coming up at 9:15. If you ever want to join those webinars and be able to ask questions a lot more in depth than what we take here on the show in the morning, you can join over at clovertrade.io. 4Leaf gets you into the webinars and the video lessons. That's kind of where we, you double or triple down on your education, where we have hundreds and hundreds of hours of content for you to pour over. And you're constantly, the cool thing is you're constantly getting new information that pertains to the current week, the current market cycle. And you can kind of really structure your studying in a way where you're learning from the past, but also learning from right now. So clovertrain.io, if you have any interest there, hit that thumbs up button for us. We're at 33 right now. I think we can get it to 45 or 50. We'll take some questions and we'll get out of here. Jenica asked about ATNF if I'm watching for a bounce today. I'm not, because I don't believe it has had its first red day. Pretty insane move, 3 to the $17, $18 area. Yesterday did close green from what I see on my charts. So, and we're down, 30% right now. So I don't know if they had any news or offering or whatever, but a big red day today, or even just a solid red day that goes sideways, I will most certainly be interested tomorrow in a reversal. I really like the catalyst here, really like the association with a big name. I like the volume, a lot to like. So not today, but we'll see. Had such a hard fade all day yesterday. I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of bounce this morning on it. Throne asked about BTAI for a reversal, even though it's taken multiple days to get to 300% versus just one day. It's not part of my criteria that it has to be one day of spike of 300%. It can go multi-day. I think with BTAI, it might just be more of like, this has been a kind of a pain for everybody. I feel like it's been kind of hard to long, kind of hard to short. The fade day yesterday kind of came when everyone forgot about it and all the attention went to ATNF and BLSK. Another big red day today, down towards the $3 to $4 area. I actually get really potentially interested. I don't think the data's come out or any of that news. I think it could bounce. We'll see what the volume does, but it's on watch. But I've kind of not been too interested in this one the whole time, so I wouldn't be upset with myself for just avoiding it.
I wouldn't be upset with you either.
Wing Poon asked discretionary versus systematic trading. Which one do you do more of?
I flip both ways.
You swing both ways, huh?
I swing them. I swing left. I swing right.
I would say for me and Kyle, it's like 90-something% discretionary.
But I would say that you guys follow a system within your discretionary, and I follow discretionary within my system.
Mm-hmm. You got to have some sort of system. If you're just willy-nilly showing up every day, I envy those traders that don't really make watch lists, that show up, trade whatever's hot, and are profitable. I think I would really, really, really struggle with that. You have to have a blueprint. You got to have an outline. You got to have a system. There's always room for discretion when it comes to trading. Different style of entry. Sometimes you buy weakness. Sometimes you buy strength. Sometimes you sell in the first move. Sometimes you be patient the next day. There is discretion when it comes to that, in my opinion. But we are all trading inside of, what does Kyle always say, the square or the box? Like, it's got to be in the box. And we're always
be in the box.
Trying to stay in the box.
Don't get out of the box.
Don't go away from the box.
The box is your home.
Thoughts on ALTS?
Alts?
That can't be real. I don't know. Well, I don't have thoughts. What makes me want to go, what?
Maybe TLS.
How? ALTS. I want to know how you found this stock, I guess. Sometimes we get stocks and I literally am like, where did you find this? How did this hit a scanner? It's never been up. No day was it a gap up or green. Every day lately it's been red. It's done a lot of volume here, but like, what are we doing? No pattern there. No pattern. No pattern, no play, no play, no pattern. Huddie, are you interested in TLS? I saw this one yesterday. This is the earnings winner. Multi-day run.
No.
What's your reasoning?
It's not set up quite well. Like,
give me some
okay,
part.
It's a big run, but like the volume is diminishing every single day. Like, I think it's more of like,
I think it's more real, like earnings, and they usually have pretty good volume most days.
Like, I don't know if this is just a dip and it's going to hold and come right back, or if this is like a real first rate. It's already down a lot off the highs too. But I think the main thing is like I just don't like this kind of volume profile. It doesn't really strike me as a penny stock. I don't think it's that volatile. Like yesterday, the range was 70 cents on a $5 stock. Okay, I want something like BLSK, which like can run from like 3 to 17 in a day, right? Like, unless I found really good risk reward on TLS, I still just don't like the way that it has set up. I like it when it's like you go from a small run to expanding volume to increased range to a capitulation top, and all the shorts get squeezed, and then you have a situation where the longs are selling, the shorts are piling in, and you have a first red day. Like, that's not this. This is just probably down because of the markets.
Yeah. All right, last question. Will there be a boot camp host in the fall? We generally do one boot camp a year, and that is usually in the earlier part of the year. It's nothing is set in stone yet. We have started to talk about it. Be on the lookout on our social media and here for an all-day webinar. We will be doing one of those in the fall. We love doing them. It's easy and cheap for you guys. It's a great way to spend the day together, talk a lot through the patterns that we trade and what we're doing in the current market. So I think it's kind of a win-win for everybody. So be on the lookout for that, probably in the, what we think, like October realm, when the market starts to pick up again. Be on the lookout for that. All right, 9:16. Huddie's going to take over the Zoom. Head on over to Clover Trading and do some webinaring at the open here. So he'll be talking about those gappers and making some moves on them. Great questions today. Thank you guys for your participation. Really do appreciate it. Makes the show run smoothly. And we'll be doing it again tomorrow. Believe it or not, we're here every day. I've been here every day since like 2022, and I'm not over it yet. Okay, so the show goes on. Tomorrow, 8:45 a.m., another episode of Good Morning Nasdaq right here on the Clover Trading YouTube channel. Have a wonderful day, a wonderful night. Do your best. Be the best version of yourself you possibly can be. Get in where you fit in. Make some memories. Have a wonderful day.